Okay, quick story time. I had spent months building this game that I was so proud of and so excited to release that was called Who's That Video Game Character? And of course, it was inspired by Who's That Pokemon? Other than I'm not a Pokemon guy, so this is where it really came into play, is I wanted to have something I'm passionate about become that kind of a guessing game. Well, after I had already finished the coding and really worked on it, I started realizing I'd be encountering some very heavy IP issues. I'd be using characters that I have no right to use. And so it was really defeating. I spent months on this. I didn't know what to do. And then it finally came to me. You don't have to make it to where it's a video game character thing. In fact, I can just give you guys the code and tool set and how everything runs, and you guys can build your own game. So that is basically the heart and soul of what my custom guessing game creator is really about. I know the title's terrible. I'm sorry. I have a hard time coming up with really clever names sometimes. Sue me. Please don't. So what does this exactly look like and how does it work? Well, let me just go ahead and show you that the game, when it appears, will pop up like this. And it's going to pull from a folder that you're going to choose, and you're going to set this all up just by putting images in folders. That's it. And the thing is, you can use it with anything. Like here, I just did food and strawberries. The fascinating thing about this is it gives you the opportunity to tailor this however you want, whether it's something you want your community to be able to get to know you better, or you really want to take things that have happened in the past on your streams and somehow turn it into this game. Whatever you really want to choose, you can pursue it. So let me show you how this is going to get set up. Okay, so obviously the first thing, because this uses Streamer.bot, is we would need to import into Streamer.bot. So once you get the files downloaded, you're going to just take the OSW file I have there, and you're just going to drop it in, and it's going to import these actions into your Streamer.bot. Then once you have it into your Streamer.bot, you're actually going to just kind of pause here for a second. Now, it's a little weird that I'm telling you to pause right after you've imported, but that's because you don't have anywhere right now to pull from, and you need to set something up on your PC in order to do that. So what I've done is I've created a folder that's going to house basically all the images that the game needs in order to work. So choose anywhere on your PC that this would make sense to put. Now I've created a folder called My Stream Game. And if I open it up, I've already added some stuff in here. Each one of these folders represents a category. So if you want to do something like food, you can do like fruits, vegetables, sweets, whatever. Or if you wanted to make this a game that's tailored more about getting to know you as a streamer, you can break things down into categories into like favorite foods, hobbies, whatever. You come up with your own thing. But basically these folders, you can have as many of them in there as you want. Create as many categories as you want. And then within those folders, you're going to drop images that would fit into that category. So like the biggest one I have right now is the What the Meme. And in here, I have created basically like all the different kinds of memes that there are. And people have to guess, hey, do I know the name of that meme? Do I remember what it's called? And going from there in order to figure out, who's going to be a winner. So what happens is when you run the game, it's going to come and pick one of these folders first. So it's going to pick a category first. Then within that category, it's going to pick one of these images randomly, and it's going to put it on the screen for everybody to guess. The first person who gets the guess correct, it's going to stop the game. It's going to show the image, who won it, and even put the name out there, what category it was in, and say, hey, congratulations, you won. That's the main setup. All you have to do is then set up the Streamer.bot portion and the OBS web browser, and you're good to go. So let's do that. So back in the Streamer.bot, you're going to find the settings, and you're just going to right click, hit test. What's going to pop up is my little thing here. All you have to do is hit browse, and you just choose where that folder is on your PC. And here you're going to see all those different categories I put together. We're not going to choose that. We're just choosing that top layer. This is basically saying this is the game, and here are the categories. So I'm just going to hit OK, and then I just hit save. That is pretty much the entire setup on Streamer.bot. So adding into OBS is really simple as well. You come down to your sources and you go up to browser and you choose a browser source. And of course, name it what you want. And of course, I'm just going to name it like this. And then we're going to choose local file. hit browse, and we're going to find the HTML that it's under. Click that. I usually set this at 1920 by 1080, just that way I can make sure the sizing is correct, and I just hit OK. So now I have the overlay here. What I just need to make sure in Streamer.bot is that Streamer.bot is going to connect to it. And so in Streamer.bot, I'm going to come over to where it says servers/clients, and I'm going to click here. I'm going to make sure that we have some connections, and to double check, I'm going to make sure that I'm connected by refreshing the cache of my browser page, which under the properties of the browser, if you go to the bottom, you can just hit refresh cache, and you can see the flicker over here. That means we are connected to that browser source. So then really all I have to do at that point is just do an update of my roster. So this will automatically start when you start up Streamer.bot. But for now, since we've already got it started, we're just going to hit test trigger, just so that way everything compiles and we get the entirety of our game. Then all we have to do is just run the game and it gets started. So now I just really need to figure out like what that is. And I think that's the angry cry face or cry angry. Maybe not. Not why, you know. Maybe Wojak? Angry Cry Wojak. That's what it is. So I won with Wojak. Angry Cry did not work, or Cry Angry, whatever. So there is a little bit that you can work with. It does not have to be super specific when it comes to guessing it. There is a close enough feature for your chat. So if there is maybe like a typo, like they accidentally switched letters because they were typing really fast, it'll give them credit because it was close enough. Or if you couldn't remember the whole name of something, it's okay. It might be able to pick up a few of those things and go, hey, we got it, you're good. So in this case, it was looking for Wojak over Angry Cry or Cry Angry. It was like, nah, not those. I want Wojak. Honestly, I don't know why I did that. It was how I coded it somehow. So, but then as you can see, it'll show when somebody wins that, hey, this person won, it was this. And really, that is it. That is all you need to get this game going. And so this is the free version of the game that anyone can download and set up and go themselves. Of course, the way I am, I like to make things really fancy and customizable and whatnot. And so there is a version that is a paid for version and opens up a whole world of customization for you. So the custom version is gonna look and pretty much run the exact same way. It does have a few differences that really it just comes down to the settings here. So when I open the settings, you can see there are a lot more options available to you that you can choose from. Now, of course, the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna find my game again, and I'm gonna go ahead and put that in here. Voila! So in here we have where you can actually make this a game that only plays during your Twitch ads. So when you hit this, your ads play. And you can set your ad length here and it will automatically trigger your ads then in Twitch. If you want to make it to where you wait until the timer expires before you find out who wins, you can change that setting here as well. You can also, if you don't want to run this as ads and you want to keep it just a normal regular game, well, you can change this to whatever time you want. You can also change how long it's going to stay on the screen once we figure out whether somebody won or lost. Down here, yes, you get to choose where your library is and you select it and put it in there. Down here, you should be able to make it to where you can then say, hey, every category I have available, or no, I just want to select certain categories. Now, right now, this is still saved to what was originally the guess the video game character because I haven't updated my roster. This will probably be blank until you've saved and actually done the update roster part. So this will definitely look different for you. So over here, we have variety mode. It has 4 different modes that is going to give you the ability to choose how your categories are going to get picked and how those objects within those categories are going to get picked. And in the instructions, it will go over what each one of these randomization models will do, how they choose the different ways, so that way you can tailor it just a little bit more to how you want the game to run. But this is where it gets real fun, is you get to come down here and you can actually adjust how the game gets to appear. So for the card appearance, you can choose from fonts that are inside your computer or from Google, whichever you choose. The card gradient is the background, and I like to have it a little bit more of a gray than white with a black, so that way we have a nice gradient for it. The card glow, you can have a solid color, or you can have my favorite, the rotating, which I'll show you. It's really cool. But if you wanted to do a solid color, you would just pick whatever color you want. Maybe you want it to match your logo like me, so like I would choose red. And there we go. The card glow is now matching what my colors are on my stream, and it goes from there. if I really wanted to make sure nobody could see anything behind the game, I can turn this up to the opacity up to 1. Or if I wanted to make it completely see-through, I can go to 0 or anywhere in between. I can do that for the background. I can do it for the lower panel, the upper panel, and the background opacity for the timer. Speaking of the timer, I've given you options to customize the way the timer looks as well. So you can have a gradient or you can make it a solid color, however you want to do it. And you can adjust the opacity of that to be as see-through or not see-through as you want it to be. And, well, of course, pick your colors. So let's go with a red and let's do a yellow. Let's give it that fire look. Now here it says character appearance. This is the object. Now, if you do not want it to be silhouetted and you want to just have the image straight up right on the screen, you can do that. It's right there. But if you want to make it the true, figure out what the shadow of this object is, you just keep that enabled. If you want a glow behind it, you just hit yes, or you can turn it to no. Here you also have where you can choose either one color that glow is going to be every single time, or you can just say, hey, make it a different color every single round we run of this. This way, it gives it a little more flash, panache, whatever you want to call it. And then, of course, there's the intensity of the glow, which is basically saying how far out you want the glow to go. And of course, if you're just doing a solid color glow, you just pick here. Okay, and the last part is what I call memories. And so for Discord posting, if you were to enable this, all you have to do is drop in the webhook URL of the channel you want the winner to be broadcast to. So if someone wins, it will post it in whatever channel you have selected in Discord. And then if you want to send a chat message to all of your multi-streaming channels, well, it will send that. If you don't want that at all, just click no and it won't send messages. And that is all these settings that you would have available to you in the paid version. So I'm just going to hit save. I'm going to come down to update roster and I'm just going to go ahead and run it because we're not starting Streamer.bot, it's already been started, but we need to make sure that roster does get updated. So once the roster is updated, all we have to do is just trigger the game. Okay, so I've started it. I have all of them enabled. Now, this is definitely not a food. It's not a meme. I actually know what it is. It's a streamer friend of mine. Let me put his name in here. That's Jeremy the Madman. I know because I designed his logo. I know that shadow anywhere. But that's how it goes. And that's the options you have available to you under the paid version. I didn't stop there because, well, I'm kind of crazy and I like to go a little eccentric. So what I've done is actually made this to where it ties into my achievement system that I've made. And you can actually base achievements off this game and people winning that game. So once you open up the achievement builder, all you're going to do is hit add. It's going to get ready to add another achievement here. We're going to go over to the category and do our drop down. And if you come down right under game wins, the custom game wins, you can do an integrated custom guessing game creator. This is going to connect to the game and be able to register things from there. We can do it with any platform. I'm going to call this Master of Shadows. So if somebody wins, they get the Master of Shadows achievement. The condition, if I wanted to make it a very specific image, all I'd have to do is put the name of that image here. And then if I wanted to make it exclusive, we can do that to where it only triggers once. Got to make sure that they at least get it once. Do I want it to repeat that multiple people can get it? Maybe not this particular one. Actually, let's keep it open. Sure, this is just going to be an open win one. How many points do they get? Well, if you get this game, let's say you get 30 points to your achievements. But once you have put together that achievement, you hit OK, and you're good to go. And now, anytime somebody wins the game, they're going to get an achievement for winning the game. And this is the thing I love to do, is find ways to not only take something that you guys can make something of your own, customize it, do what you want to be able to do with it, but then hook it up into other things I've created and be able to have these really cool interconnected systems that really make your stream unique, different, and fun. Now, if there are things you want to see integrated into the achievement system, or you have questions about the custom game that I have just showed you, let me know in the comments. Let me know what you think or how you want to use this, or if there's some way we can make this better. Any feedback is welcome. So you can get this game on my shop at shop.osuphoenix.tv. I have that game, the achievement system, and more. There's the creator beacon, which is essentially a call to action rotator that you can customize completely and has over 50 different sites that you can point to making it probably the best one that's on the market today. There's the Twitch viewer clip player that will take anybody who's currently viewing in your stream or a set group of people that you have predetermined, and it will show their clips in a random order, and you get to show off other people's content, maybe for a be right back screen or just to start conversations. And not to mention a whole host of free widgets you can download, use at your will, and make your streams more interesting. So keep up with what I'm doing, because I'm still creating more things for you guys that will help your streams or make your streams more fun or really give you a bit more control. So keep your eyes on the store, on my website, on my Twitch, on YouTube, wherever you want to follow me. Keep up with things, because I'm always trying to come up with new ideas and new things to give out to you guys. So I hope you enjoy this game. I hope it is everything you've wanted it to be, and I will catch you on my next video.